This is the screencast of Movienight. The originality was an application that allowed the user to save and rate movies on its own page. She or he could also be able to recommend their favorite movies to other users. The user should be able to see what other thinks about the movie as well. In this way, when it comes to movie night, no time will be wasted on choosing a movie. The user can create an account and sign into his own page. The page consists of the movies the user itself has created. The user is able to edit its own profile and see the movies all other users has added. The user can create an account and sign into its own page. The page consists of the movies the user itself has created. The user is able to edit its own profile and see the movies all other users has added. A user can visit other user pages and see their profile as well. For the server part, we use Ruby on Rails, along with the cloud platform Heroku and MongoDB for the movie database. To facilitate the front-end, AngularJS framework is applied along with Sass scripts and Bootstrap. When starting the application, the first thing is that the user is prompted to log in, and if the user doesn't already have an account, it has to sign up. In this case, the user already has an account, so we log in. This redirects the user to its personal page, where he or she can see the movies that the user added. As you can see, the user can both edit and remove a movie from its personal database. By clicking the edit button, the user is allowed to change the parameters such as title, rating, description, or the genre of the movie. The user is then directed to the main database where the movies that other users has added is shown as well. Here you can also see the Bootstrap part, which is the buttons and the cards. A user can edit its own profile by clicking its profile and edit. To confirm the changes, you have to confirm it with your password. Another feature is that the user can visit its friends' profile as well. And we haven't made the CSS part right here, but you can add your friends along with a link to their profile page. So, for example, if we click on, then we get to the user Banani and her movies that she has added. These movies were also in the main database, as you saw earlier. So this is if the user already has an account, but if that isn't the case, we can sign up. But first we have to log out. The user fills in the form and signs up. As you can see, this user's database is empty. but it can access the other user's movies by clicking All Movies. The user adds a new movie by providing the information and then click Create Movie. As you can see, it is in the main database as well as on the user profile. The reason why we chose Heroku was to get the app online and not just locally, so the database was the same because there's an add-on on Heroku that supports working with MongoDB as we used. MongoDB is what we use to store all the movies and all the users in the application. Ruby on Rails is an MVC framework that stands for Model View Controller, and what that means I will show you in just a little bit. Ruby on Rails has a gem file, which basically is where you can add libraries that will work together with the code that you wish to use. And as you can see here, there is a gem for device, which handles all the login and log out, edit your user profile, and so on, and all menu files in the device there was generated to help with that. Also in the gem file we include Angular, which you can see down here. So it supports AngularJS. And lastly, also a gem for MongoID, which is for the database. Let's start with the model for the movie. And here you can see the parameters, and all types are strings. Later on, the model has a controller. So in the movie controller, you can see all the different pages and what should be shown. For example, in the definition of index at the top, you can see you should display all movies in the database on this page. We have several views, one for the main database and one for each user page. And if we look at the one for the user page, you can see that we only display the movies that has been added by that particular user in each card. We use AngularJS in two ways. So, for example, for the main controller, which handles our calls, you can look in app.js, and this will help us avoid Ajax calls. So the transitioning between the pages goes smoothly. We have a controller for the friends as well, which is two-way data binding and helps us add friends in the list. For the moment, this is very hard-coded, but it's just to prove that it can work if we had more time. If you look at code structure, you can see the controllers and models and views that I talked about earlier. And there's a model, controller, and a view for both users and movies. In summary, today we have a working application that displays movies, and the user can create an account, sign in, and add movies. Although there are some minor tweaks we would like to have working before we can call it an actual application. And We would like so that the user can search and filter both movies and users if the database grows. And we would also like that a user can recommend a movie to its friends and add to a should see list. Some minor tweaks were to upload an image from the computer instead of using an URL. And finally, it would be great if every user couldn't change or remove the movies that you haven't added yourself. But yeah, it's only a matter of time. Thank you for watching. I wish you all a nice movie night.